friends. You just got to bring them to the racetrack and come away with a checkered flag. Let's see how it pays off. Here we go. Looking for the green. We've got it. Green flag for turn number 1. Jeremy Fletcher leads them through turns 1 and 2.
Paulie Massimino got pushed to the outside line for a moment, but he's going to tuck back into P number 2. A couple of drivers had to take the high line and go through the grass before making the way to turn 3, and they are all spread out of turn 3. As we say that, top 3 continue to go nose to tail. Fletcher out in front has a decent lead, and it looks like Massimino is going to lose one more spot.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any contact or not. Massimino ended up washing out way wide by the end of it, and Alex Stanfield was able to get by him. Aiden Rudolph now up into 4th. Right behind is John Burke in the 5th spot. Then it looks to be the Merlin of Brandon Lemke in 6th, and most of your front runners all kind of together nicely there as a little dust cloud gets popped up. Exiting turn number 8. Here they go to the final corner, and down the front straightaway, Jeremy Fletcher will lead lap number 1, 21 to go.
Still plenty of time of racing. Stanfield went the fastest that last lap. Paulie Massimino had to lose a position. It's probably going to be desperate trying to make it back up. Aiden Rudolph, someone who did not even start the feature yesterday, finds himself in the 4th position. Brandon Lemke all the way up in the 5th position, and my number 1 pick of John Burke finds himself in P6.
Here they come through turns 5 and 6 here once again. Jeremy Fletcher, Alex Stanfield, they said they worked out their differences for the Saturday Brink Final. No more frenemies, just straight up teammates working together, and that's what we're seeing as he's pushing him all the way through the infield, and will be on his bumper, I'm sure, down the back straightaway here as we complete lap number 2 and set our sights on lap number 3 with Lemke now moving up to 5th at the end of last lap over Burke. He's now got another shot here to try and lead a pack forward and get himself a better run. He had a good start yesterday. Well, I take that one back. I don't think Stanfield's going to push him. He just passed him in 1. Brought Massimino forward. Fletcher back to 3rd, and Alex Stanfield to the lead for the first time today.
Top 4 becoming very deliberate here, and it looks like there's another pass. That is Paulie Massimino trying to make his way back up to the front point. That is going to push Stanfield back into the 2nd spot, and I think these top 4 are going to go back and forth. They got to be careful. That 2nd pack is starting to close up, being led by Aiden Rudolph. Brandon Lemke's leading it with Aiden Rudolph running right behind, and John Burke also in the mix, who was the fastest car on the track last lap.
Yeah, John Burke was really quick that time, by half a second faster than the leaders. He and Brandon Lemke trying to dig forward, but they shuffled Lemke actually. Aiden Levy now into the 5th spot from 7th. So Burke still 6th, Lemke back to P7, and Aiden Levy now commands the 2nd train as, Massimino already defending a little bit into 1. That'll back him up. How early do we start the block fest here in KA Senior? Well, it looks like it's going to be lap 4. There they go to the bottom. Stanfield doesn't want to have any of it. He goes even lower, gets into Aiden Rudolph. Rudolph way wide in turn 4. Fletcher's wide as well, and Rudolph's going to drop way back, all the way back behind Chase Sand to the edge of the top 10, around 13th.
Yeah, the outside marbles there in turn 4. We've seen some guys make the high line work. The problem is that marble line is so defined that as soon as you drop a wheel, the entire car turns to driving into ice. It slides you up the track. Good driver skill on his part not to wash all the way out and tag the wall.
Well, now Alex Stanfield, he's at least stayed in 2nd. Jeremy Fletcher got kind of tripped up as well. He's dropped back to the 5th spot. Burke in 4th. Aiden Levy's up to 3rd. Pushing Stanfield. Big run to turn 1. 3-driver breakaway now up the hill with turn number 3.
4th driver in line. John Burke is going to have to stay in the tow. Levy hasn't had a good run. He has moved himself up 5 positions to make it into the top 3 as they go side by side. Burke moves, or not, it's not Burke, that is Levy moving up 1 more position. He is going to bump Stanfield back. Massimino still in command.
That was Stanfield, going by on Massimino for the lead, and Levy up into 2nd. Here he goes now for the lead, and Levy will take it. So Stanfield leads for half a lap. Massimino on the outside now to 9. Levy on the inside. Massimino trying to send it around the outside, hits the curb, goes wide, and now it's going to let John Burke get into 2nd. Aiden Levy to the lead to 11.
Top 4 continue to go back and forth and off, all by their lonesome in that 5th spot. Jeremy Fletcher, who had a good run from the start, lost a little bit of time. Now he's going to have to watch his 1 and 4 out in front. Probably hoping they continue to race back and forth so we can play catch-up and not get reeled in by the 2nd group that's being led by Diego Ramos.
So here they go. Ramos has gotten away a little bit, as you can see at the end of the frame right there. He's a couple car lengths ahead of that 2nd group, a couple car lengths back from Fletcher. The main group is this 4-car pack that's about a 2nd up the road from Jeremy. Last time by Fletcher was a little bit slower than the leader, Aiden Levy. So The passing that we're seeing now with John Burke going to the lead, that's beneficial for Fletcher and Ramos to get there. It's also helpful for maybe Aiden Rudolph to try and get back going, but he's still kind of swallowed up by the midfield at the moment as the leaders climb the hill. It is out of the final corner. John Burke, Aiden Levy, Paulie Massimino, and then Alex Stanfield, and then a big gap to Jeremy Fletcher. At the line, Burke at a 51 flat, Fletcher 51 flat, Diego Ramos 50.8, so they were matching the leaders that time by. They're still 1.2 seconds back.
If Jeremy Fletcher in P5 and Ramos in P6, Ramos at the fastest one on track, if they find a way to work together, as we're seeing the back and forth that's happening as Anthony Levy falls back in the 4th position, if stuff like that continues up, and 5th and 6th, if Fletcher and Ramos continue to stay nose to tail and work together, we could easily see a 6-car battle for the lead, as right now we watch Levy fall back to 4th, and are struggling to stay with that front pack.
Yeah, Aiden Levy dropped all the way back to the 4th position. So Levy back down the order, and again, John Burke continues to show the way over Paulie Massimino and Alex Stanfield now out of turn number 11. We'll put 7 laps complete this time by. Here comes Massimino, big shove to Burke. He'll shove him through to 1 and keep them in order with Aiden Levy about a cart length away. Ramos ran down past Jeremy Fletcher, so he's now moved into the top 5. Fletcher back to the 6th position. 7th on the racetrack, Austin Jers, who is also throwing down some heaters. He was 2/10 better than the leaders last time by, about 2 seconds back. Dalton Haynes, 11 spots gained on the top cart, 2/10 back from Austin Jers. He's currently 8th.
Tell you what, last lap was a purple lap for one of the drivers running 14th position to Chase Hand, who started in 10th, finds himself back in P14, so that shows you don't have to be entirely quick, you just have to be at the right place at the right time. I believe that was a pass made. Jeremy Fletcher is going to have some little trouble here because that was Austin Jers able to get back around.
Yeah, he just got back at him. Turn 11, and now for the lead, Alex Stanfield. Oh, little contact. John Burke tried to close the door. Paulie Massimino tried to walk through it, and that's going to spread him out a little bit. Here comes Ramos into the show. Jeremy Fletcher, on the other hand, he's fading backwards to that group. They already got by him once with Austin Jers. Now Austin Jers may try to do it again as Fletcher shuffled him away. Dalton Haynes, the next driver in line, currently 7th in that second pack. So here's the leaders coming into 8, Stanfield, Burke, Massimino, Levy, and now Ramos catching up to the end of the pack.
Top 4 are going to start to close back up here shortly. That accordion effect comes into play, especially in the slow parts of the track. Bunches them back up when you get onto these straightaways with fast corners in between. It is going to close the gap back up. Some dust getting kicked up out of turn number 8. Leaders not going across start finish line. New leader, Alex Stanfield. Burke falls back to 2nd. Ramos slowly reeling in that front group as there's a pass on the inside. Dalton Haynes moves up 1 more position. That is going to take himself up into P number 6, and that's going to push Fletcher back into P7.
Yeah, and Fletcher now on the defense mode here for Peyton Phillips. I mean, look at that. It's a big gaggle of carts there. Phillips, Colin Hayes, Will Robusto, Chase Hand, Austin Jers. Got put in the dirt coming out of turn 8 that time. Down to the 12th spot now. Still not all the way near the back of that pack. As we change again for the lead. John Burke now to the point. Stanfield 2nd, and they're battling back in the mid group again. They're 3 wide. Look at that. Jeremy Fletcher's just getting eaten up. Another spot, a couple spots lost as Phillips, and it looked like Colin Hayes got by him as well. John Burke leads another lap here, 10 down, 12 to go.
Not even halfway. They're driving like there's 5 laps left for the lead. Burke in command of the field, top 5, slowly starting to punch back up. You're about to see carts do a little tandem dancing as they make their way in the tow, heading down into turn 4. Burke leading the way. No one blocked that time by, but it is still Burke out in front, Stanfield in 2nd. P number 3, Aiden Levy, who's played almost every spot in the top 4, now finds himself in P3. Paulie Massimino got shuffled back in the 4th spot. Top 3 now nose to tail. And here comes Diego Ramos. He has been one of the faster carts on track. Last time by, ran a little bit faster time leader of John Burke. And he is really starting to close in on Paulie Massimino, making it a 5-cart tango for the lead.
Here they come up the hill towards the final corner. Out of the last turn, John Burke, your leader over Stanfield, Levy, and company, and Ramos. I mean, he's done all the hard work and heavy lifting to get there. He just kind of rode about a couple cart lengths away. Hasn't really been too aggressive, which Diego Ramos has been known to be an aggressive racing driver. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to do more. Here they go for the lead again. Stanfield now takes it back. Dalton Haynes back there is running times that are a little bit slower than the leaders. but he's at least broken away from the pack behind him with Peyton Phillips and company. A second or so cushion. 13 spots gained for Dalton. Phillips around back to neutral. Cullen Hayes is up 6 spots. Aiden Rudolph rebounding. He's back up to 11th as they battle more so for the lead. Burke back by. Stanfield second. Third is going to be Massimino. There's Ramos finally getting into it. He's up to 4th, Levy to 5th.
Down across the straight, they're going to burn one more lap. We're now 10 laps to go at the line. Stanfield and Burke 1 and 2, the closest two out of that pack of 5. Making their way
we got
out.
one off over here. This is in, looks to be turn 6, turn 5, turn 6. Turn 5, turn 6, Fletcher. There we go, Keegan Bosch and Jeremy Fletcher together. Wow.
That was a change of pace. The rest of the field making their way around. There's the mid-pack battle. Again, that is for the 6th position. Right now, Dalton Haynes is slowly starting to work his way out of it. On the last lap, he went a couple tenths faster than John Burke, the leader. The rest of the field out in front. I think Diego Ramos is the only driver that was close to times with him. Ramos, he has got into that pack, and right now, Levy is using him as a lifeline, as a tow to stay with the front 3.
Down the front stretch this time. Oh, we got another one get turned. That was further back in the pack. Get turned. That was at the edge of the camera shot. So more crashing going on here further back in the field. As John Burke leads him down the back here. Massimino looking. More so going to defend from Stanfield as he goes a little bit low. Ramos still there with, as you mentioned here, 9 to go, coming to 8 to go this time. John Burke, your pick. I mean, he's doing pretty good for a random pick off the timing monitor. Continuing to lead laps here, coming to turn number 8.
It looks like there's going to be a dive bomb on the inside. I think that was a pass by Ramos. He's going to move up one more position. If I'm not mistaken, he is going to get around Paulie Massimino, working his way up into P3.
Looks like he got by Stanfield there. Stanfield got shuffled back. I think Massimino got up to 2nd. Ramos was able to follow him. So Alex Stanfield back to 4th. Now to turn number 1, John Burke continues to show the way with a little bit of a gap back. A cart length to be exact. Headed through turn number 3. Down the back, Massimino closing in. Big toe for Massimino. He'll get to the bumper. Ramos trying to dig back forward. He's got 3 to 4 car lengths for himself to gain to close back to the top 2.
No one was blocking there going out of turn 3, heading into turn 4. That's going to work out to the advantage of the leaders. John Burke continues to show the way. Massimino is not going to pull down and try to pass into turn number 8. That 3-pack being led by Ramos, followed by Stanfield and Levy. Now slowly trying to make their way back up to the top 2. A little bit of separation to the top 5. Give it a couple of laps, and they'll probably be back up to nose to tail. We are going to be 15 laps in, 7 to go at the line this time by.
Here we go, coming down to turn number 1. Massimino still a cart length back. John Burke looks hooked up to the first couple corners, and that's what's able to kind of keep them from really getting a big run on him down the end of the backstretch. Let's see if Massimino's close enough. No, he's not. Only gets a half car length as they battle for 3rd. Stanfield able to get back by Ramos. Trying to bring Aiden Levy with him. Levy not able to do it. Well, no, he was actually. Closed him off. For a moment, it looked like he wasn't going to nose ahead. Levy able to get by Ramos for 4th. So Ramos back to the 5th position once again. Alex Stanfield now in command of that second group of 3, trying to close the gap back to Massimino and Burke. This time by, it'll be 6 laps to go in KA Senior, presented by Mike Doty Racing.
Tell you what, last lap, Aiden Levy went purple last lap with a 50.630. Stanfield last time went at 60.305. So it shows you the gap between the field, top 2. Now about 3 car length advantage over 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That is Stanfield, Levy, and Ramos down to the inside. Massimino finally makes his move. Levy makes his move as well. Levy goes up to 3. Massimino goes up to the lead. John Burke gets bumped to 2nd. Stanfield falls down into 4th.
Into turn number 8, Massimino over Burke, over to turn number 9. A couple car lengths back to Levy through the corner. Out of turn number 9. And up the hill to 11. We'll come down the front straightaway here this time for 4 or 5 more laps around. 17 laps in the books. It's been a little more tame here in the second half than it has been in the first half. That doesn't mean that it could not change. as we see Aiden Levy with a good run through 3, Stanfield following. Burke with a big head of steam there. He thought about going to the lead into 4, ultimately decided not to pull the trigger.
Yeah, I had a quick look back, saw how much of a gap he had, thought, you know what, maybe we should give it a couple laps. We're going to have 4 to go this time by. That gap has fallen down to about 2 car lengths, but they continue to run back and forth like that. You're about to see that is Aiden Levy in 3rd place, slowly starts to reel it back in. I think he's going to do so yet again. Last time he was about a 10th faster than Paulie Massimino, roughly about 4/10 faster than John Burke running at 2nd as they make their way around one more time to the final 2 corners. Coming down the line, 18 laps complete, 4 to go this time by. Top 5, so they're starting to reel back in, but right now, point goes to Paulie Massimino and John Burke right on his tail.
Down the back straightaway here this time by. Massimino with a half-car length lead. Burke to the bumper. Looking, not going to get by. Massimino covers it off just a little bit here now with 4 laps remaining. So we'll start to see more and more of that defensive driving that'll stack them up. That'll make it more and more interesting as all 5 drivers get involved. Here comes Levy on Burke. Burke throws a late block and a late dive, and he gets the lead in turn 8 from Massimino. Levy able to go through as well into 2nd.
Massimino gets shuffled back, and just like that, top 5 are all bunched up one more time. Levy has been going on a tear these last couple laps, turning fast lap after fast lap. He is currently 1/10 faster than Burke and 2/10 faster than Massimino, who's now behind him. One more time by. We are now going to be 3 laps to go. Top 5 nose to tail. Anyone's game as they're making their way out of turn number 3. Still nose to tail. Everyone's in the tow. And right now, P number 4, Alex Stanfield, starting to trail behind. Sorry, P number 5, Diego Ramos is starting to trail behind.
Here they come towards turns 5 and 6. Out of the corner into the infield section more so. Ramos not getting a good exit out of turn number 6. And down to the bottom, Burke leads the train on the defensive side. Over to 9, he'll take a normal line here. Levy kind of got a pretty bad exit out of the hairpin, so that'll hurt him a little bit. 2 car lengths back from Burke. They'll climb the hill. This time by, double sticks in the air, 20 down, 2 to go. Can John Burke hang on? It's been a long time since John Burke's been able to go to victory lane. Side by side for the 2nd spot. And there we go, Paulie Massimino on by. Alex Stanfield not able to follow. Looking, maybe, not going to go into 4.
Not as big of a block out into 4 as I thought there would be. They're all going to stay quick. John Burke may be in a good situation here. All he needs is Levy to throw a Hail-Maker on Stanfield in order to get right by as they work their way out of turn 6. Now everyone's going to block going down into turn number 8. Hard onto the brakes. Everyone stays single file. No one tries for the crossover. It is going to be the white flag this time by. Looks like Ramos had a quick look to see if he can get around the outside line. Not going to get it done. 5 cars coming down to take the white flag. Anyone's race right now, as no one knows what's going to happen going into turn number 1.
Out of 11, white flag in the air. Final lap of the U.S. Pro Kart Series stop here in Mooresville, North Carolina. Burke on the bottom. Crossover move coming from Massimino. He's got the inside up the hill. Burke's going to drive into him and they wreck for the lead. Massimino's in the wall. Burke's in the wall. Aiden Levy to the lead into 4.
Levy dove it all the way down to the bottom to try to block for as much as he could. And just like that, a 5-car lead goes down to a 5-car battle goes down to a 3. As now we got Levy out in front. Other 2 are coming up behind. Ramos in 3rd. Ramos going to go high, trying to run on the outside line. Burke on the brakes, look for a crossover. Major crossover from Ramos.
Ramos side by side with Stanfield. Levy just trying to block. He never got a national podium before yesterday. Now Stanfield gets through. Here comes Ramos. He'll go to the inside for 2nd. Alex Stanfield trying to get redemption from Saturday. And across the line, he will win on Sunday.
How about that? Alex Stanfield and Diego Ramos moving up 7 spots. And how about Dalton Haynes cracking the top 5 after moving up 15 positions?
Man, talk about it. Look, we got more carnage on the final lap. That looks to be...
I think that's Lemke.
No, I don't think that's Lemke. I think that's one of the other Merlin drivers. Weston Workman involved. A lot of carnage here in the KAC.